This is the worst that we've seen since the quarterly survey began in 2008.
Hi, Bongani. Exactly. Unemployment now at 35.3%, so incredibly high by our own standards and exceptionally high by global standards. In fact, I'm not really aware of a country that produces economic data on a regular basis that has an unemployment rate higher than South Africa. And obviously, when you look at the detail, it's alarming if you look at how many people have lost their jobs and the number of people that have become unemployed, etc. It continues to ramp up.
Surely it presents quite a threat to our stability.
Oh, a massive threat. It's the single biggest threat. So, where you typically have these types of unemployment rates, you tend to end up with social discord or social unrest. And we've seen that in South Africa, and I've got no doubt that the high unemployment rate contributed to the looting last year. And clearly, if we've got 600,000 people that enter the labor market every year, and if you just can't absorb those people, then what happens? It just becomes a society that is incredibly disenfranchised, disgruntled, and potentially creates conflict. And I think we've seen that. We see, if you have a look at service delivery protests, have a look at strike action, etc. All of that has a large degree of frustration behind it.
Kevin, I put out a video on Twitter and Instagram this morning, and I was asking this question. Why isn't every politician, every civic leader talking about one thing and one thing only? Jobs, jobs, jobs. Instead, we've been seeing this focus really to a distraction about foreign nationals who are not leaving our shores anytime soon. Does that tell you that actually across the political landscape we've run out of ideas?
I think it does to some extent. I think there's this lack of singular focus, and we do definitely distract ourselves by looking at other issues, which in themselves are important, but not the most critical. So, I listen to the speeches that are done by presidents or politicians, and they end up with this large array of priorities. And in my mind, they should scrap all of that and just have one priority, and that is create jobs. Because once you start to create jobs, everything else starts to fall in line. And we don't have that singular focus. And that's what it's going to take in this country to start to lift employment. Understand how you grow an economy, understand how you create jobs, and focus just on that. And the benefits will be enormous.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions.
Your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.